Well,
Okay.
they're fine.
Okay.
I really think it's just we understand. Speak more slowly for the interpreters.
Entonces que ella me diga, yo digo, que ella me puede corregir y que yo le doy el micrófono. Porque a veces tú sabes, yo soy cubana, pero americana también. Entonces, necesitamos otra silla. We need one more chair. We have one extra person.
Good morning. Thank you for bearing with us for a few minutes. We're making sure that our folks who are joining us online are able to see and hear and participate. One of the things that'll make all of this a little easier for that to happen is if you are using a device that's using Wi-Fi. When we're in one of these sessions, if you'll turn the Wi-Fi off if you don't need it, it'll open up some bandwidth so that we can use our Spanish interpretation is going through Zoom, and the folks who are needing it will need as much bandwidth as possible to be able to get that. So if you'll help us with that, we appreciate that. We have a short video from Hope Credit Union, and then we'll start with our panel.
Did you know the average white family has 10 times the wealth of the average black family? That's $180,000 compared to $18,000. Hope Credit Union, one of the sponsors of this gathering, exists to narrow the racial wealth gap and build Black wealth. My name is Andy Loving, and I'm a financial advisor who helps people and churches make deposits into Hope Credit Union. This makes more capital available for home loans and small business loans that are crucial to building Black wealth. Hope circulates capital in communities in Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, Alabama, and Tennessee that have systematically been blocked from access to wealth-building capital for generations. In April of 2022, the Alliance of Baptists deposited $250,000 of their reserve funds in Hope as an anti-racist action. Like any bank deposit, the money is fully available to the Alliance when needed, and until then, it is actively working to narrow the racial wealth gap. Several Alliance members and churches have made deposits at Hope as well. Make sure to come by the Hope Credit Union booth in the exhibit hall to meet some staff from Hope and learn how you and your church can open a government-insured account at Hope Credit Union and be part of this powerful anti-racist work.
Good morning again. I want to introduce you to our guest this morning. It's been a long time since we've been able to have any of our friends from Cuba with us, and today we have Ernesto. Ernesto and Eduardo are pastors of fraternity churches. Waldemar is the vice president of the fraternity, and Santiago is the executive secretary of the fraternity. Also with us are Queen and Marisol, and we're grateful to have you among us as well. Thank you all for being here. Also on our panel today are Dalia Juarez. Dalia is the general director of the seminary, Mayan Intercultural Seminary in Chiapas, and Suriana Gonzalez, who is the president of the Seminary of Mexico, Baptist Seminary of Mexico in Mexico City. Thank you all so much for being with us, for not just for being present today, but for your ongoing companionship with the Alliance of Baptists. You make us a much better group of people. So I have a friend who talks about companionship, and that the word companion, if you break it to its root, comes down to those who come with bread. It's a description to me of how our partnerships work. Together we bring the bread and we eat and share together. And so we want to be able to share some together today. We want to hear from you what your wisdom is to offer with this group of people. Do you want to translate for everyone?
No, I can translate. Ok, entonces lo que ella acaba de decir es que la palabra acompañar, si lo tienes, vas a la raíz de cómo esa palabra se hizo, quiere decir compartir venir juntos, pero con pan, para poder comer juntos. Y es lo que queremos hacer esta mañana, compartir con ustedes. Y el pan es cómo nosotros nos vamos a sostener uno al otro y aprender uno del otro.
And you see we're doing this panel in 2 languages. Isabel de Campo is pastor, teacher, preacher, and friend, and we're grateful for you co-facilitating this. Isabel and I will facilitate the panel together, but she's going to do the Spanish part. Okay, so to give us the most time that we have, we'd love to hear from you. What does decolonizing the Great Commission mean in your context? Just like Elijah asked our panel yesterday. What does that mean in your context?
Sí, la pregunta es cómo se ve la descolonización de la Gran Comisión en su contexto. So what we have done, we have asked, because we have to do the simultaneous translation, one person from Mexico is going to speak and one person from Cuba for this first question. And the second question, all of them are going to be able to speak, so you'll get to hear from all of them, but just so that we conserve some time. So they have conferred with each other. So el mexicano o el cubano, ¿quién va primero?
En
Oh,
cubano
Cubano.
primero.
Okay, okay. All right, so Waldemar is going to answer for the Cubans about what
funciona, ¿no?
colonization looks like decolonization looks like in their context.
¿Cómo está comiendo? ¿Me escucha? Sí, sí. Bueno, primero gracias por la oportunidad de estar aquí juntos y poner nuestra expresión en nuestro contexto cubano en este momento.
So he gave thanks for the ability to be here and for you willing to hear from us.
Solamente empezar diciendo que el Evangelio en Cuba no llegó de una manera tampoco bonita, sino de una manera impuesta desde el descubrimiento de ambos mundos por España.
So to begin with, as you know, the way the gospel came to Cuba was not in a very pretty fashion. It came through the colonization and conquest from Spain.
Esto trajo consigo que la llegada de los españoles opacó o diríamos eliminó de alguna manera la tradición originaria del pueblo de Cuba como tal.
So what happened is that when they came as a conquest, they eliminated the indigenous people of Cuba and all those traditions.
Entonces también al mismo tiempo llegó la esclavitud, trajeron los hermanos del África a Cuba y se llama el periodo oscuro, como podemos llamarlo así, donde la esclavitud ocupó un espacio importante en la sociedad y también en la economía.
So what happened is that the indigenous people were gone, were eliminated, but the Spaniards also brought slavery, and they brought our African brothers and sisters as enslaved peoples, and this was a very dark period for Cuba.
Ese periodo duró hasta finales del siglo XIX, que la Iglesia Católica Romana, el catolicismo, era la religión oficial.
So up until the late 19th century, the Roman Catholic Church was the official church of Cuba.
Y lamentamos decir que todavía es la iglesia oficial en Cuba.
And it is still, the official church of Cuba.
Entonces tiene que ver también con que nosotros hemos trabajado lo que se le puede llamar un evangelio en un contexto donde fue importado la fe cristiana.
So we have been working with a Christianity that was sort of imposed and exported into our country.
Y al mismo tiempo, con la esclavitud, llegaron las tradiciones africanas.
And the other thing that we received was when they brought the enslaved people also brought their own religious customs and faith and traditions.
Y todo eso conformó lo que es hoy la sociedad cubana en su parte religiosa social.
So that all together has created a very interesting religious context in Cuba of Christianity, Roman Catholicism, and African traditions and faith.
Con también la llegada de los misioneros a finales del siglo XIX, con la llegada de tres corrientes fundamentales: la iglesia bautista, la iglesia episcopal y la iglesia presbiteriana, principalmente a finales del siglo XIX, principios del XX.
And then at the very end of the 19th century, the beginning of the 20th century, we had all of a sudden missionary movements coming from primarily the Baptist Church, the Presbyterian Church, and the Episcopal Church.
Entonces la otra pregunta que nosotros tenemos es cómo valorar toda esta herencia histórica y cómo nosotros podemos cambiar esa descolonización de alguna manera en un contexto, diríamos, cubano hoy en una sociedad socialista.
Okay, so add to that, so the question of decolonization, then you have to add to all of what I've just finished saying, the fact that now we are living in a very socialist context that came later, and we are trying to figure out how do you decolonize all of that in a context of socialism.
Entonces traemos a nosotros aquí la experiencia nuestra desde la fraternidad, que desde sus inicios, en su fundación, trató de buscar una identidad propia cubana en todo su ámbito de la iglesia.
So from the beginning of the formation of the Fraternity of Baptists, one of the key things that we have been trying to work on is what is our authentic identity as Cubans, Christians, that is our own.
Entonces, en toda esta historia intentamos en nuestra liturgia incorporar ritmos cubanos en la celebración, que antiguamente eran más bien anglosajones.
So what that means, what that looks like, is that in our liturgy, we have tried to develop different liturgies that is not coming from the Anglo-Saxon missionary movements, but is indigenous to our own identity. And so we have been doing this work since the beginning of the fraternity.
Y también trae consigo que nosotros como iglesia tenemos nuestro propio trabajo social dentro de ella, tratando o intentando de ser una iglesia contextual en el medio donde estamos viviendo.
And then in the midst of doing that, we also have the struggles and confront the actual issues of society that we are confronted in our own community. So each church is doing the work of, of the context in which they find themselves in their individual communities and how to face that from an authentic identity, responding to all the different forces that are in the culture, economically and religiously.
Y para ir terminando ya, también cómo la iglesia en Cuba ha podido vivir estos periodos de tiempo y sobre todo tratando de no llegar a un consenso, diríamos, de que todo viene de exterior, sino de que nuestra iglesia puede tener una identidad propia sin tener una influencia, diríamos, del exterior.
So, and all the while that we've been doing this work as a fraternity of churches, we are very conscious that we're struggling to find how we can do this work that is authentically ours with our own identity, our own imprint, and in relationship with the exterior, but not conforming to the imposition of help or partnerships from the exterior, from other countries. I'm checking with my. Yes. Did I do it okay? So that's it. So now we're going to ask our Mexican partners to answer the same question.
Buenos días a todos y a todas y a todes.
Good morning to everyone.
Les quiero preguntar antes de contestar esta pregunta, Kushiawatán, ¿cómo está hoy su corazón?
Before I answer this question, she spoke in
Tzeltal, Maya Tzeltal, Kushiawatán, ¿cómo está hoy su corazón?
Right,
¿Cómo
so-
amaneció hoy su corazón?
Right, so she spoke in the indigenous language of the Quetzal community, Mayan community, and what she's asking, she wants to ask all of you, how is it with your soul this morning?
Con todo lo que hemos estado escuchando, que nuestros oradores y oradoras nos han mencionado y dicho, yo creo que nuestro corazón está tan abierto, pero también con tantas preguntas que queremos seguir ahí como estos animales grandes rumiando sobre la gran comisión.
So she says, we have heard, she's asking this question, how is it with your soul? Because she's very aware that we have been learning so much and taking in so much information that that we need to take some time to stop and think. And we want to learn more, and we're here for more, but we also need time to digest and to think about what we are hearing and how that is impacting us.
Así es que quiero pedir primeramente permiso a mis abuelos y a mis abuelas para hablar con todos ustedes.
So the first thing I'm doing is that I'm asking my grandparents, my grandmothers and my grandfathers to be exact, permission to answer this question.
Para hablar sobre este tema al cual nos han convocado, pues poner el tema de la Gran Comisión para los pueblos indígenas es recordar la mal llamada colonización, porque para nosotros como pueblos originarios fue una invasión.
So to answer this question about decolonization is to ask us to recall a very painful history, because for us, the colonization was an invasion.
¿Y qué quiere decir esta invasión? Invasión que hemos sufrido desde hace más de 522 años atrás y que seguimos experimentando todos los días.
And what does this invasion mean for us? It means that we have been suffering for more than 522 years because of this invasion. It wasn't a one moment in time, and that we continue to suffer the effects of that invasion.
Y es que nuestros contextos aún continúan siendo violentados, despojados y hasta hay muerte todavía.
So today we are still being dispossessed of our lands. We are still being attacked violently, and we continue to suffer daily. And to the point of deaths, we continue to have deaths as a result of this invasion.
Desde nuestros sentires y nuestros pensares, la Gran Comisión continúa siendo violenta, invasiva, porque no respeta a ese otro, a esa otra, a ese otro.
So for us, the Great Commission continues to be felt in our hearts and in our minds, because it continues to be a violent Great Commission, and a Great Commission that is equal to death.
Ese otro que tiene una identidad cultural, tiene una lengua, lenguas diferentes, indígenas, tienen diferentes espiritualidades. Entonces es preciso mencionar que lejos de ayudar a consolidar las identidades y espiritualidades, la Gran Comisión todo el tiempo nos mutila.
So indigenous people have different languages, different cultures, and different traditions. And the Great Commission sort of wants to flatten that out and bring this together. And in doing so, it continues to violate who we are.
De tal manera que descolonizar la Gran Comisión implica hablar de justicia, respeto y solidaridad.
So to speak about decolonization of the Great Commission requires to talk about justice, justicia, ¿qué más?
Justicia, respeto y solidaridad.
All right, thank you. Justice, solidarity, and respect.
Se hace impredecible mencionar que más que nunca se debe colocar a la Gran Comisión no como un concepto social, no como un concepto teológico y bíblico, sino como una acción de servicio.
So it's very important for me to tell you that my thought is that to talk about the Great Commission is not a theological concept, it's not a religious concept, it's not a doctrinal concept. It is a concept that has to be talked in terms of service.
Y no más bien de imposición y dominación.
And absolutely not one of domination and possession.
En el proyecto de Jesús se nos invita a acompañar.
And Jesus' project, the project that Jesus began, calls us to accompaniment,
Escuchar,
to listen carefully,
abrazar,
to embrace,
consolar,
to console,
dialogar,
to dialogar,
dialogar,
to dialogue, sorry,
abrirse al otro, al otro,
to open ourselves to the other,
a saber escuchar sin prejuicios,
to learn how to listen without prejudice and biases,
aprender a amar con las distintas diferencias que tenemos.
to learn to love with in all our diversity, to learn to love one another.
Entonces, la Gran Comisión, que la hemos estado mirando desde hace mucho tiempo y leyendo y releyendo, cada vez que nosotros como pueblos originarios la leemos, es solamente cerrar los ojos y volver a ver las múltiples violencias que vinieron a través de esta evangelización que trajo la cruz, la espada y la Biblia, y que nos quitó muchas cosas.
So for us, when we have reread and read quote, the Great Commission, and every time we do, we have to close our eyes and relive the violence that it has brought with us. Because when the Great Commission came to us, it came with the Bible, the cross, and the sword.
Nuestras identidades indígenas en este tiempo, ahora las estamos reafirmando cada vez más. Nuestras lenguas las estamos volviendo a hablar. Nuestros pensamientos y nuestra espiritualidad nuevamente se hace presente en nuestros cultos, en nuestras acciones, en nuestro caminar.
So now, today, what we are doing is going back and rediscovering and bringing forth all our different indigenous languages, our different traditions, and valuing our indigenous spirituality, because all of that was taken away when the Great Commission was brought to us. And so now we are in our worship rediscovering and revaluing and bringing those forth.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Dalia, I know that you are in Chiapas and you work in a context that includes many more indigenous people. Soriana, you're in Mexico City. Is there a difference there or anything else that you would want to add in terms of the context in Mexico?
¿Quieres añadir algo de lo que dijo Dalia?
Sí, simplemente que para nuestras comunidades indígenas hay otro esquema.
So I just want to add that for our indigenous communities, there's another scheme, another way of looking things.
Hay otra estructura que funciona.
There's a structure that the indigenous people have.
Las estructuras verticales, como está constituida la iglesia, no funcionan.
Yeah, the hierarchical structure just doesn't work. The hierarchical structure that the church brings, the colonized Christian church brings, is not one that works for the indigenous communities.
Las culturas indígenas trabajan en comunidad.
They work instead in community.
Al modo de Jesús. Al modo de Jesús.
Oh, it's the Jesus model.
En el texto de Mateo,
And Matthew,
cuando Jesús se va, no deja una persona al frente.
right, and the text in Matthew, when Jesus leaves, he doesn't just leave one person in charge.
Deja un equipo que trabaja junto.
He leads a team and asks them to work together.
Y es la misma sentir que tenemos como comunidades indígenas cuando trabajamos.
And that's exactly how we operate as indigenous people. We work as a team.
El evangelio se hace en equipo, en comunidad.
The way you share the gospel is you do it, you live it in community.
Thank you. Anything else from our?
I think
from
I had asked them to talk and then.
Okay. Just
Yeah,
one
so
person.
that's it. So we're
Okay.
ready. So April asked me to ask the second question. The second question is a little different from the panel we had yesterday. I asked the team, understanding that we as an alliance have.
Al equipo, teniendo en cuenta que nosotros como alianza.
Sí, yo lo voy a repetir.
Okay.
Okay. We had asked the team that recognizing that we as an alliance have been very busy doing the work of anti-racism and breaking down, trying to be very conscious of our unconscious bias and trying to do this work of not falling in the traps of white savior complex. And they know that, and it says, the question is, knowing that we have been doing that, we still want to ask you, how is it that we can be in true partnership with you without falling in the traps that either paralyze us and then we don't feel like we can contribute truthfully and be in a true, authentic dialogue, or that if we don't get paralyzed, that we do the other thing. We get into the white savior complex of doing more than we should or not really listening as well. So how can you speak to that, having been in a relationship with us and knowing that we are working on this? You know, what can you tell us from your perspective that could be helpful to us as we continue to do our own work of this? So that is the question that we're asking them. So la pregunta es, les expliqué que conociendo que que este grupo ya está haciendo el trabajo de no ser un salvador blanco que viene para ayudarnos y imponer, pero sabiendo que siempre, reconociendo que somos un grupo así, pero también que todavía estamos fallando en este trabajo, le hemos preguntado a ustedes la pregunta que les planteé de cómo podemos nosotros ser socios proactivos y no ser paralizados y que entonces no podemos contribuir honestamente y mutuamente. Y también la otra cosa es que entonces sí estamos imponiendo demasiado. Entonces, ¿cómo ustedes nos pueden ayudar en este trabajo que nosotros estamos siempre haciendo para nosotros mismos? Esa es la pregunta. ¿Entienden bien la pregunta, verdad? Perfectamente. Ok, perfectamente. Entonces, cualquier persona puede empezar a hablar. No, esto va a ser más orgánico. Así que cualquier persona puede coger el micrófono y empezar a responder. Okay, Ernesto? Ernesto's going to start us off.
Primero, es tener más espacios como este.
Well, he says, the first thing that I want to say is keep having these kind of forums and spaces for conversation.
Porque precisamente cuando hablamos de descolonizar, estamos entrando a una discusión epistemológica.
Because right when we start talking about decolonization, we are entering into conversations of a new epistemology, a new way of knowing.
Y nosotros construimos ese concepto de colonización. Nosotros, nuestra cultura, produjo ese pensamiento.
And the truth is, our culture, are the ones who have introduced that to you, this whole new concept of decolonization. Gracias.
Y tenemos la oportunidad y la libertad de construir nuevas maneras de nombrar la realidad que queremos tener.
And it gives us the opportunity for us to come together and create new ways of how to move forward.
Creo que la Fraternidad Iglesia Bautista y la Alianza son esa oportunidad que es contracultural.
And I believe that the Fraternity of Baptists, together with the Alliance of Baptists, is creating a contracultural movement.
Démonos un aplauso y demos gracias a Dios.
We should applaud that.
La mesa y la imagen de la mesa en Jesús es importante.
The table and the image of Jesus at the table is very important.
Y cuando hablamos de la comisión, hablamos este concepto en Jesús era llevar una buena noticia.
And Jesus, what he talked about is just bringing good news.
Por años, nuestras dos organizaciones han estado compartiéndose buenas noticias.
For years, our two organizations have been partners in bringing good news.
Entonces, algo en lo cual podemos seguir haciendo como socios proactivos es en seguir conociéndonos.
And so the best thing we can do is continue to be working together proactively in bringing this good news.
Conocer los desafíos que tenemos en nuestros contextos.
Understanding the challenges that each of us have in our different contexts.
Dialogar más a la luz del texto bíblico, cómo podemos juntos tener espacios vitales, espacios de mayor espiritualidad y de compromiso.
And how we can create, and coming from our Christian context and our Christian foundation, develop ways for spiritual vitality and growth.
Estar disponible para caminar con ese otro en la determinación que toma desde su fe y su contexto.
So how we can walk together and moving forward, helping one another in this work of bringing good news.
Hay una diferencia entre llevar una buena noticia e imponer una buena noticia.
And so there's a big difference in bringing good news and imposing good news.
La cooperación entre las iglesias en Estados Unidos y Cuba ha sido un ejemplo para nuestros gobiernos.
The cooperation between our churches and your churches has been an example to our government.
Cada vez que venimos a este país o ustedes van a nuestro país, tenemos la oportunidad incluso de en espacios políticos presentar nuestro deseo de transformación para nuestras sociedades.
Every time you visit or we visit, it gives us an opportunity to present our vision for our culture and our society to our governments.
Y esa es una intención descolonizadora.
And that is a decolonization intention.
Tenemos que ejercitarnos más en el amor.
We need to work harder and more ardently.
Hay tres
Around
virtudes en la palabra de Dios que para entender la descolonización es importante practicar más.
Okay, ¿hay tres qué?
Tres virtudes.
Three virtues. Gracias. Virtudes, dijiste. Okay. Estoy un poco. All right, so there are three virtues that we need to work on for this project of decolonization.
Y nosotros las tenemos.
And we have them.
Fe,
Faith,
esperanza
hope,
y amor.
love.
Y la mayor de ellas es el amor.
And the greatest of these is love.
Ejercitémonos en el amor.
We need to focus and lean into love. Thank you.
I think we're going to look forward. Yes, thank you. I think we're going to look forward to the day when our government sees our partnerships as an example.
Ella dice que está, you look forward.
Yeah, we look forward to the day when the U.S.
Ella dice,
government
yo estoy
sees us.
deseando que para el día que nuestros gobiernos vean nuestra sociedad, nuestro compañerismo como un ejemplo.
Hay un principio fundamental. Tenemos que pensar globalmente y actuar localmente.
He goes, the principle is to think globally and act locally.
Nuestro espacio más inmediato es nuestro espacio de actuación.
Our immediate space
Our immediate space is our local
space.
Our local space.
Las grandes transformaciones en el mundo van a llegar desde nuestros espacios inmediatos.
The great transformations of the world is going to be the fruit of our local labors.
Y esa es una forma de resistencia y de transformación.
And that is resistance, and that is how we get to transformation.
Transforme su espacio más inmediato
Transform
y el
your
mundo
most-
se transformará.
Yeah, transform your immediate space, and it'll be a global transformation. Gracias. ¿Le quiere dar un espacio a una de las mexicanas? Eso.
Pienso que también es necesario dejar de hablar de la gran comisión. Es necesario dejar de hablar de la gran comisión.
Stop talking about the Great Commission.
Ok, gracias. Es necesario de... Oh, sorry. Don't y'all speak Spanish? Okay. It's very important to, because he spoke to me in English, it's very important to stop talking about the Great Commission, is what she's saying. It's very important to start talking about the Great Commission.
En español la palabra comisión tiene un sentido de cometer, es una acción de cometer un delito, cometer una falla, cometer una falta.
Gracias. In Spanish, the root of the word comisión, is to commit a felony, to commit a crime, to commit something difficult,
Cometer un robo.
to commit a robbery, to rob.
Y además, esta palabra significa negocio.
And additionally, this word also means business.
Y el Evangelio de Jesús no es un negocio.
And the good news of Jesus, the evangelical, the good news of Jesus is not business.
En el Evangelio de Jesús no hay ganancias.
And Jesus' world, there's no finances.
Ganar almas, decir
No.
ganar almas significa mercantilizar la fe.
There's no profits. And all we,
Gain souls.
all we,
ganar almas, ganar
right,
almas.
all we do, what we're doing is to try to enlarge faith to the winnings is to greater faith.
Sí, pero cuando nos referimos a ganar almas, ya estamos haciendo como si fuera un negocio.
Si en este sistema solo buscamos el ganar,
Ganar almas, ganar.
no funciona en el Evangelio de Jesús.
If we can only think in terms of winning and gaining and getting profits, then we have lost our way from what Jesus was talking about.
Aceptemos que en el Evangelio de Jesús solo hay pérdidas. Solo hay pérdidas.
Okay.
Losses.
All right. In Jesus' good news, there are only losses.
Solo se invierte, pero no se gana.
You only invest, but don't.
We invest, but we don't get a profit or winnings,
En el sentido económico.
and financially speaking or economically speaking.
Entonces, las acciones, las reflexiones, la concientización no es para expiar culpas.
So you have to help me.
Espiar culpas.
Dilo otra vez para yo poder
Las acciones, la reflexión,
sesiones.
acciones.
Acciones, gracias. I'm having trouble here.
Las acciones, la reflexión, la concientización no es para expiar culpas.
Okay. So our work of
Actions and reflections.
actions and our reflections is not to impose and make you feel guilty or bad or to give you blame
Ni de raza ni de cultura,
about race or about culture,
sino para actuar de corazón y hacer posible otro mundo.
but to act from your heart and to make possible a new world. So I think did y'all understand that? All right, all right.
Oye, sí.
Okay,
Well,
he's going to try it in English.
Yeah, I'm going to try in English. Yeah, for us, the good news of God in Jesus Christ is that the world can change, that we human beings can change. For you to understand at what stand the relationship between Alliance and the Fraternity of Cuban Baptist Churches had been a good news. We have maybe to go back in history and understand how American missionaries or Baptist missionaries did it first in Cuba. For example,
No, tú quieres.
como quiera.
Sí,
Yeah.
sí, sigue. Estoy traduciendo. A ver. Okay, now I gotta do the reverse. Excuse me. All right. Entonces lo que él está diciendo es que para nosotros en Cuba, hay que empezar, con esta pregunta hay que empezar del principio, de cómo vino el evangelio de los misioneros al principio, ¿no es lo
Sí,
que tú dijiste?
sí, para entender en qué medida la relación de las iglesias cubanas y americanas, de la fraternidad y de las alianzas han sido buenas noticias. Que buena noticia es que el mundo puede cambiar. Tenemos que
sí,
entender
es
quizás
verdad.
un poco
Claro.
cómo fue la inicial colonización de los bautistas y los evangélicos americanos en Cuba. When you go to your books of history, you will see you will see that it is recorded that the evangelical faith got to Cuba thanks to the American missionaries.
Si ves, cuando ven en los textos históricos, vas a ver que el evangelio vino a Cuba gracias por los misioneros que llegaron a Cuba.
That's not true. That's a lie.
Eso no es verdad, eso es una mentira.
Yeah, in the first stages of the war between Spain and Cubans,
En la primera etapa de la guerra entre España y los cubanos,
some Cuban soldiers were sent to exile when the first stage finished.
algunos soldados de Cuba fueron mandados a exilio, fueron exilados.
And they came to exile to the United States.
Y fueron exilados a los Estados Unidos.
Up to that point, the only faith known in Cuba was the Catholic faith.
A este punto, la única fe en Cuba era la iglesia romana católica.
Better said, the only version of the Christian faith known in Cuba was the Catholic faith.
La única versión de cristianismo en Cuba era la religión católica.
Then those patriots that came to the United States for the exile
Sí, los que fueron exilados, los cubanos exilados,
were exposed to a different kind of Christian faith.
cuando fueron exilados a los Estados Unidos se encontraron con una iglesia diferente que la iglesia católica.
And some of them converted to the evangelical Christian faith.
Y muchos de ellos se convirtieron a las iglesias evangélicas.
Baptist, Presbyterian,
Bautistas,
Episcopalians.
presbiterianos, episcopales.
Then they came back to Cuba
Entonces volvieron a Cuba
and they founded evangelical Protestant churches.
y ellos empezaron iglesias evangélicas en Cuba.
Then, once the churches were founded, the Home Mission Board of the Southern and the Northern Baptist Convention, the Home Mission Board,
Yeah.
not the Foreign Mission Board,
Sí, sí.
because for us we were the backyard.
Okay. Entonces, lo que dice que entonces después que la iglesia estaban fundadas por los patriotas que fueron exilados en Cuba, entonces la iglesia bautista mandó misioneros, pero no mandó misioneros de la oficina de internacional para misiones internacionales, sino que mandaron los
la Junta
misioneros
Doméstica.
de la Junta Doméstica porque Cuba era para ellos
El patio.
era el patio de atrás, sino el patio que tienen en la casa.
Then those missionaries got to Cuba and kicked out the Patriot missionaries to very rural areas, and they took over the churches already founded in the main cities by the Patriots missionaries.
Entonces, cuando llegaron los misioneros norteamericanos, entonces ellos expulsaron los que fundaron las iglesias en las ciudades y los pusieron en las áreas rurales, y ellos dominaron entonces todas las iglesias que estaban en las ciudades.
Then to cut a long story short, they didn't only take the main churches, but also they took the historical credit of had been the missionaries that brought the evangelical church to Cuba.
Entonces, cuando escribieron la historia, ellos cogieron todo el crédito que ellos fueron los fundadores de esas iglesias, cuando no fue
But
cierto.
that's not true.
Pero eso no
And
fue
we are rewriting the story.
Entonces, nosotros ahora estamos reescribiendo y corrigiendo esa historia.
And we have a very good historians, even from the Fraternity of Cuban Baptist Churches, who are just writing a very good history books about these facts.
Entonces, estamos en este momento escribiendo nuevos libros históricos, corrigiendo esa historia religiosa de cómo el evangelio llegó a Cuba.
But as you may imagine, and this had not been at all the case of the relationship between the Alliance of Baptist Churches and the Fraternity of Cuban Baptist Churches.
que no fue
This
posible.
is not the case.
Okay. Pero este no es el caso, vaya, de lo que de la mutualidad y la hermandad que tenemos con la fraternidad con la alianza y la fraternidad. Es completamente diferente.
And the relationship between the churches of the Alliance of Baptists of the States and the Fraternity of Cuban Baptist States is being good news for the Cuban people.
Entonces la relación que tenemos con la alianza es buena noticias para Cuba.
Unfortunately, and with sadness I say it, we are a minority, and the majority of the relationship between churches of the States and churches of Cuba that is taking place now is still a colonizing experience.
Desafortunadamente, nosotros somos una minoría en nuestra hermandad con la alianza y la mayoría de las iglesias evangélicas que tienen relaciones con iglesias del exterior es una relación colonizante.
In which the churches on the other side on that side of the equation inherit the prejudices, the theologies, the way they have a relating with God and with other people that the churches they had a relationship with in the United States had.
Entonces las iglesias en Cuba que tienen esas relaciones colonizantes, entonces heredan los prejuicios, los valores y la perspectiva norteamericana.
Because the one that brings the money is the one that is in charge.
Porque el que trae el dinero es el que está a cargo.
And because money is something needed in the broken economy of Cuba, I mean, some people let it go.
Y como el dinero es algo que necesitamos en nuestra economía que está tan corrompida y tan rota, tan debrotada, la gente dice, bueno, okay, está bien.
And I'm gonna tell you a story. It's a joke, but it can illustrate you up to what extent those kind of things can happen.
Voy a dar un chiste.
Waldemar was telling a little bit of a story about when Spaniards got to Cuba. When Spaniards got to Cuba and wanted to impose the Catholic faith to the Indian people, to the Aboriginal people.
Sí, Waldemar te dijo que cuando vinieron los españoles, vino la Iglesia Católica y querían imponer el cristianismo, los curas.
This is true. This part of my joke is true. There is a famous Indian chief.
Hay un famoso indio indígena,
Atuey.
Atuey,
And it is recorded in our history that rebelled against the Spaniards.
Sí, y este Atuey, el líder de los indígenas, él se rebeló.
And right at the stake, just before being burned,
Y cuando estaban quemando,
a priest came into him
un cura vino a donde él estaba, un sacerdote,
and asked him to repent
y le pidió que se arrepiente
so he could go to heaven.
para que pueda ir al cielo.
And he looked at the people and the soldiers around him burning him.
Y él miró a todos los soldados que lo estaban quemando.
Then he asked, "Are these people going to heaven?"
Estos soldados van a ir al cielo. Le preguntó.
And so the priest said, "Yes." He said, "I'd rather go to hell."
Ajá. Y el sacerdote dijo, sí. Entonces dice, yo prefiero ir al infierno.
That is the end of the true fact.
Esa es la verdad. That's the end. Eso ya terminó.
But this I'm going to tell you now is a joke, but can illustrate you up to what extent sometimes the right-wing fundamentalist rich churches in America are overcoming, the weak churches in Cuba. This guy from an evangelical, not only from the United States, but also from Europe. This guy from an evangelical wealthy church in Spain came to Cuba and gathered with this pastor that he was trying to arrange a relationship with his church. And they were sitting in a bar, I bet they were not Baptists because Baptists do not drink. Well, they do not drink when they are in front of one another, but.
Okay. Lo que está diciendo es que una historia real.
No, esta no es real.
Este es el chiste.
Este es el chiste.
Okay, este es el chiste.
So,
Okay.
I don't know how, and this is true, at some point in our history, Atuey, the Indian, Atuey faced ended up in a beer can. So there was Cuba ended up producing a beer by the brand Atuey. And so the picture of the Indian that was burned at the stake by the Spaniards was at the can. So they were having this drink, Atuey beer, and so the Spaniard, who didn't know about the story, asked the Cuban pastor, "Who's this Indian on the can of the beer?" And the pastor said, that's a crazy Indian that committed suicide. Because he was not supposed to tell it that was an Indian that the Spanish people had burned up. He wanted to be nice, and in order to gain the people's favor, he was able to even forget about the story. And not to tell, just for not to make the Spaniard feel bad, he would never tell that was somebody that his colleagues had burned many years ago. I said, well, that's a crazy Indian that committed suicide. Yes, and because in order to gain the favors that wealthy churches in Europe and United States could give to poor churches in Cuba, some churches are probably willing to let go principles, positions, theological positions, and things like that. And we always give thanks to God, because that's not been the position of the Alliance of churches in the United States. I mean, there's never been strings attached to any economical help or physical help that we have received from you. You've been very respectful of our principles or of our positions, and we really appreciate that.
Thank you. Después le decimos
Buenos días.
Good morning.
Hemos estado hablando mucho, y yo creo que también que hablar en clave de descolonización tenemos que aprender a hacer silencio y a oír la voz de Dios a través de la creación.
We have been talking a lot, but I think we also have to, in order to talk about decolonization, we have to have some quiet so that we can listen to the voice of God.
Hemos puesto al ser humano en el centro de la creación y creemos que todo va a partir de ahí. La colonización también fue terrible para nuestras tierras, nuestros ríos, nuestros árboles, nuestros animales.
So we have always put humans at the center, and like our Mexican friends, for us, the Great Commission colonization has been very violent.
Y también sigue siendo en estos momentos un flagelo que no nos ayuda a avanzar.
Okay. And it continues to be a burden for us that we continue to have to deal with on a daily basis.
Por eso yo quiero invitarles a no solamente ver las acciones de descolonización como una acción entre los seres humanos, sino también con los seres humanos y la naturaleza.
And it also has been not only violent for us, the humans, but we have to understand that nature, the earth, where we live, has also been violently attacked.
Cuando nuestros hermanos de África fueron traídos a las colonias aquí de España, Inglaterra y Portugal, traían tres principios fundamentales.
¿Traían qué? Okay. When our African brothers and sisters were forced into slavery and brought to Cuba by the Spaniards, they brought three principles.
Principal.
Three principles. ¿Cuáles son los tres?
¿Cuáles son los tres? Tenían el principio de la comunicación con los muertos.
Oh, they had a principle of speaking with the dead.
Con sus ancestros para saber cómo iba la vida, cómo iba a ser el futuro.
That is to say, their ancestors. They would speak with them to kind of get some wisdom about the future and about the present.
El cuidado de la tierra como algo sagrado.
The care of the earth and of as sacred.
Y el cuidado del vientre de la mujer como algo también sagrado.
Yes, the care and the womb of the woman as also being something very sacred.
La explotación era tan terrible que el vientre de la mujer y la tierra no le pertenecían.
Okay. Okay, so what the violence that was inflicted is that now the conquerors were now the owners of the womb of the woman and of nature, of the earth, of the land.
Por tanto, nuestros hermanos quedaron desamparados, en tanto que la tierra no era de ellos tampoco, ni la cultivaban para el explotador.
All right. So what they believed is that the earth did not belong to them. It was not a possession, but they were there to cultivate the land for the good of all.
No estoy hablando en español.
¿Perdona? Es que no puedo oír muy bien. Habla más despacio y ponte más cerca.
Ah, ya.
Más cerca. Ajá.
Aquí se debe ver.
Ah, sí, mi amor, gracias.
Decía que todos estos nos han dejado con un gran flagelo que es el explotar la tierra, no como compañero, no como acompañante de la tierra, sino como administrador de la tierra, sino como explotador de la tierra.
Right, so what was brought was that the land was ours to exploit, not to work with, but to exploit and to own and to possess.
Y ahí tenemos que un punto importante en cuanto a la descolonización. Descolonizar también las mentes de la protección de la tierra como punto importante.
So the colonization then also was the colonization of the mind, you know, and of changing the concept in your mind of how you look at the earth and all these three principles. So they colonized the thinking, the thought.
Por eso quiero dejarles esa invitación esta mañana, a hacer silencio y oír la voz de Dios a través de la creación.
I did not understand.
That's why I want to invite you today to make silence and to listen to the voice of God in the midst of our silence.
Thank you.
Lo siento por mi...
No, está bien.
¿Puedo hablar? Sí.
Okay.
To listen to God through nature.
Nature, yes. Gracias. I'm so glad.
En la ciudad donde yo vivo hay una historia triste que tiene que ver con la colonización, pero no en la época del siglo XIX, sino a principios del siglo XX.
In my hometown, there's a very sad story about colonization. It's not a current story. It was at the start of the 20th century.
Y voy a empezar con esta historia para llegar a la otra idea de descolonizar el concepto.
Okay.
Porque el tema del concepto de la Gran Comisión o la palabra Gran Comisión solamente la ha encontrado entre tantas versiones de la Biblia en la Reina Valera.
Okay. So I'm going to tell this story to kind of give the context for why the word Great Commission is really found in La Reina Valera version of the Bible in Spanish is equivalent to our King James version of translation of the Bible.
Es decir, ese nombre, Gran Comisión, aparece solamente en esa versión y en otras versiones como Dios habla hoy, que es más contextual, le ponen otras frases.
Right. So that term, the Great Commission, is in that Reina Valera version of the translation into Spanish, but in other versions they have a new term.
Bueno, la historia que quiero contar es una niña sale a caminar por la ciudad de Matanza.
A little girl goes out to, this is the story, a little girl goes out to walk in the city of Matanzas.
Y entonces en un momento determinado en sus paseos en la ciudad desaparece.
And all of a sudden, in her walk, she suddenly disappears.
Y entonces en Matanza, la religión de origen africana
In Matanzas, the African indigenous religion
es muy fuerte
is very strong.
porque fue la región donde gran parte de mayor población esclava estuvo en la región del país.
And it's so strong there because that's where most of the enslaved people were centered in and lived in Matanzas. So that's why the African faith is very strong there.
esta historia es triste porque fueron fusilados 2 personas de color negro por acusados de brujería por haber utilizado a la niña para sus trabajos de religión.
So what happened was that 2 African Cubans were shot to death. They were executed because they were being accused of having kidnapped the girl and used her in some sacrificial rituals.
Y cuando vas al cementerio, te encuentras la tumba de la niña
And when you,
haciendo honor al fusilamiento de estas personas porque ellos fueron los que supuestamente mataron a la niña.
so at the girl's grave, when you go to the cemetery, they actually have the whole story of these 2 guys who had been executed because supposedly they had, done her harm.
Muchos años después, alrededor de 50, 40 años después, lo que se demostró fue que la niña murió ahogada en el río. Ahogada en el río.
50 years later or so, it was discovered that the little girl actually had drowned in the river.
Lo que quiero decir era que en esos años, o también actual, una discriminación racial para justificar un aprendizaje, diríamos, de poder del blanco sobre el negro.
So what I tell this story because this story is a very sad story, an example of how racial discrimination is part of the colonization, and they use race, as in this story, to punish unjustly 2 people for a crime they didn't commit.
Entonces lo que traemos son 2 ideas o 2 propuestas en nuestro concepto de descolonización. El primero tiene que ver con un ejercicio que se hace poco en nuestras iglesias o se hace solamente una vez al año en conmemoración a la Semana Santa.
Okay, so we have this practice in our churches that we do every year during Holy Week.
Lo tiene que ver con cuando Jesús le lava los pies a sus discípulos.
And it's when Jesus washed the feet of his disciples.
Tiene que ver con que Jesús se humilla ante el servicio de los demás,
That Jesus humbled himself in service to others.
siendo el Hijo de Dios,
Being
y
the
le
Son
lava
of
los
God.
pies a sus discípulos.
Being the Son of God, he washed the feet of his disciples.
Entonces este ejercicio solamente se hace o muy poco o no se hace.
So this ritual, we do it very little or we don't do it at all.
Entonces, ¿cómo yo, que soy el poder blanco, puedo lavarle los pies a mi hermano que yo hasta ahora he discriminado, he maltratado, he podido ser una persona de mala fe?
So how can I, who am a white Cuban, can wash the feet to my black Afro-Cuban who I have been discriminating against for so long?
O sea, hacemos ejercicios como la predicación, la salvación, mi hermano en Cristo, porque somos hermanos. Pero este ejercicio nos muestra de que podemos cambiar nuestra manera de hacer la comisión.
Right. So this particular ritual for me shows us in the ritual itself how we could change our posture, our approach to the other.
Y en nuestro, diríamos, viaje a los Estados Unidos la semana pasada, tuvimos varias experiencias en varias reuniones que tuvimos Santiago y yo.
So I've been here for a week, and in this past week here in the United States, and Santiago and I have had many different experiences.
Y visitamos, así lo podemos decir, ¿no? El Departamento de Estado.
We visited the State Department in Washington, D.C.
Y tuvimos la oportunidad, como decía Ernesto, de hacer pequeñas cosas.
And we had the opportunity to do, like Ernesto said, little things.
Y traímos la idea, la propuesta de tratar el tema de la reconciliación y restauración.
So we tried to bring forth the idea, the concept of restoration and reconciliation.
Cuando Jesús dice vayan por el mundo a predicar el evangelio, no está diciendo de imponer, si está diciendo vayan a reconciliarnos los unos con los otros.
So for me, when Jesus says, as go in the Great Commission, he doesn't say go and impose, but he's telling us to go and restore and be reconciled.
Porque hay una frase que se dice, no podemos seguir viviendo odiándonos.
There's a phrase that says we can't keep on living by hating.
Entonces, nuestras iglesias en la Alianza hasta hoy ha tenido ese ejercicio, diríamos, de profundidad en sus relaciones.
Profundidad en
En relaciones entre ellas, entre la alianza y la fraternidad.
Okay. So we have had these profound relationships between our churches and the churches of the Alliance.
El hecho de que seamos pequeños
The fact that we are a small group
significa que somos bíblicamente correctos.
shows that we are biblically on target, correct.
Tenemos ejemplos como Jesús solamente llamó a 12 discípulos, no tuvo más.
Jesus called, an example is that Jesus called 12 disciples. He didn't have a ton of disciples.
David pudo con Goliat.
David was able to defeat Goliath.
¿Cómo nosotros no vamos a poder con los Goliat que tenemos a nuestro alrededor?
How are we going to deal with the Goliaths? Of course
Sí.
we will be able to deal with
Si
them.
tenemos ejemplos en nuestra Biblia, en nuestra vida cotidiana, ¿cómo nosotros no podemos hacer eso?
If we have examples in our daily living of success and also in our Bible, how can we not, face our Goliaths today?
El llamado es a no cansarnos.
The call is never to get weary.
Y una última historia que tengo internacional también.
Here's an international story that I have, my last story.
Pusimos el ejemplo de Nelson Mandela en el apartheid en Sudáfrica.
We put an example of Nelson Mandela in South Africa,
Como un hombre que estuvo preso más de 25 años
a man who was in prison more than 25 years
por defender una idea.
because he was defending the idea of
Cuando salió de la prisión,
racial equality. When he left the prison,
logró reconciliarse con sus hermanos blancos que lo discriminaban todo el tiempo.
he was able to reconcile himself with all the white men in power who were constantly discriminating against him.
¿Cómo lo logró Nelson Mandela? Por un principio fundamental que tenemos nosotros en nuestro corazón, que tiene que ver con yo te perdono, mi hermano.
And how he did this is through one principle, the principle of forgiveness.
Tenemos que conseguir construyendo este país.
We have to continue to construct and build this country.
Entonces el llamado es que no nos podemos menospreciar porque seamos pequeños.
So the call is we cannot take ourselves for granted or think that we're less than because we're a small group.
Si la Biblia dice, dame una fe como un grano de mostaza y dame una fe sencilla.
The Bible says, take a little mustard seed and a simple faith.
Para descolonizar la comisión o la gran comisión que dice, como dice Reina Valera, nos llama la atención de que debemos primero hacer ejercicio de lavarnos los pies, quitarnos de los pies todo aquello que nos pesa, todo aquello que nos provoca discriminación y sobre todo yo le lavo los pies a mi hermano que hasta hoy yo he discriminado.
So the message in the Bible is that the way we can do this, the way we can decolonize is by washing each other's feet, especially the feet of the person that I have been discriminating against.
Eso también pasa con mis hermanos de los originarios de América del Sur y de América Central, que tampoco he trabajado el tema de reconciliación tampoco, porque hemos sido siempre los opresores los que han llevado esa voz. Lamentamos esto, pero recordar siempre, no somos pequeños, no somos pequeños, somos personas que tienen fe en sobre todo en que podemos cambiar el mundo.
So what he said is, when he acknowledged Dahlia is that we have also discriminated against our own indigenous people, and for which we have to seek forgiveness. And then he ended by saying, but we cannot think that we are less than. We have to understand that we are small, but we are doing God's work, and that we can have success, you know. And I didn't say it as eloquently as he did, but he had his preacher voice on. But the message is, you know, that because we are small doesn't mean that we're not powerful and that we can't bring transformation.
We started a few minutes late, and so we're going to make sure we hear from Dahlia. And do we still have time for maybe one question? Two questions. Okay, so let's hear from Dahlia. We'll have time for a couple of questions, and then we'll wrap up.
Las últimas preguntas que nos hicieron, realmente nos dijeron que era una, pero iban implícitas otras tres.
So she says, there were really 3 questions in that one last question, just to be clear. She wanted to tell y'all.
Entonces, resumir algo así corto, pues en unos 5 minutos es complicado.
So it's complicated to try to do this in 5 minutes.
Pero quiero reconocer algo que ustedes como Alianza de Bautistas han estado haciendo con nosotros dentro de los pueblos originarios de México.
I want to recognize something that you as an alliance have been doing with us, the indigenous people of Mexico.
Y es que armar redes solidarias y fraternas con organizaciones como ustedes
is that you have helped us create a web of solidarity with organizations like yours.
siempre va a ser un gran desafío.
It's always going to be a great challenge.
Desafío para encontrarlas, porque ustedes también han sido voz para los que no somos voz.
So y'all have been the voice for those of us who don't have voice.
Y entonces mantener ese vínculo es lo que nos tiene que realmente convocar como hoy.
So in order to keep that voice fresh, you need to keep calling us together like you're doing today.
Así es que damos gracias al corazón del cielo, corazón de la tierra, como nosotros decimos entre los pueblos originarios mayas, por sus vidas de cada uno de ustedes.
So as we say in the Mayan indigenous language, we give thanks to the heart of the heaven and thanks to the heart of the earth for all of you.
Porque nos permite cruzar caminos, miradas, pero también nos permite dialogar como hoy.
Because you help us move forward and have visions, but also have dialogues like we're having today.
Los esfuerzos conjuntos que hemos estado haciendo, quizás ustedes no los han visto tan visibles porque no conocen nuestros contextos, no han estado ahí con nosotros, en donde también seguimos sufriendo las múltiples violencias que están dentro de nuestros territorios.
And so perhaps you have not seen some in our work because it has not been made visible to you. And the reason it hasn't been made visible to you is because you have not come to be with us and to see the multiple and multi-layered forms of violence that we are experiencing every single day.
Así es que les invitamos a que vengan.
So we are inviting you, pleading with you to come to see us.
Vengan y vean las realidades,
Come and see the reality on the ground.
los contextos,
Come know our context.
cómo se ha desarrollado nuestra mirada de este mundo amplio en donde no podemos decir que estamos desconectados. Todo el mundo está conectado.
Come and see how we have been able to see the greater vision of how we are all interconnected.
Desde el ser más pequeño,
From the smallest being of life,
una hormiga,
an ant,
hasta una jirafa,
us to the giraffe.
los seres humanos estamos conectados.
We're all interconnected.
Entonces es preciso que ustedes vengan y vean desde lo que está pasando para que puedan entender lo que nosotros estamos sufriendo.
So I'm inviting you, urging you to come and be with us, stay with us, so that you could see our context and understand what we are suffering.
Y cuando ustedes vienen, pues no solamente conocen mejor los lugares en donde ustedes están apoyando,
Not only will you understand better all the places that you are sending your money to and helping us in our work,
sino que también se hacen esfuerzos conjuntos por denunciar las injusticias que están pasando en ese momento.
and also you will, in solidarity with us, we can raise our voice to call for justice and be able to bring justice into our spaces.
En el sur de México,
In the south of Mexico,
en donde están las comunidades indígenas de donde yo vengo,
where the indigenous people live, the indigenous people that I am a part of,
la empresa FEMSA, que se conoce en todo el mundo como Coca-Cola,
the Coca-Cola company,
todos los días nos roba nuestra agua.
every single day steals our water.
1.2 millones de litros sacan al día.
1.2 million liters of water they take every single day.
¿Y qué estamos haciendo nosotros?
And what are we doing?
Estamos denunciando.
We are denouncing them.
Estamos diciendo, observen lo que nos están haciendo a los pueblos originarios.
This is what you're doing. It's obscene what you're doing to the indigenous people.
El evangelio también es liberación.
The good news is liberation.
El evangelio nos convoca a reunirnos como hoy.
The good news is calls us to get all together like we're doing today
Y a decir, me sumo contigo,
and to say, I am with you.
camino contigo.
I walk with you.
Es necesario también las oraciones, yo lo sé.
And it's important, your prayers, that is true.
Pero se necesitan leyes
But we need laws
que realmente nos ayuden
that really will help us
para que no se toquen nuestras aguas,
so that our waters are ours.
nuestra tierra,
Our land is ours.
y que nos sigan eliminando poco a poco.
And that these laws will keep them from eliminating us, killing us, and destroying our communities.
Decía Martin Luther King, tengo un sueño.
Martin Luther King said, I have a dream.
Nosotros como indígenas también tenemos muchos sueños.
We as indigenous people, we have many dreams.
Queremos seguir libres.
We want to be free.
Queremos seguir que este evangelio de amor realmente se haga visible.
We want that this good news of love truly, truly be made visible in our lives.
Que este evangelio de reconciliación entre hombres, mujeres y naturaleza realmente se dé.
We dream that this good news of good relationships, mutual relationships between women, man, and nature, the earth, creation, really is true, not just an idea, becomes a reality.
De no hacerlo vamos a estar todo el mundo, no solamente México, todo el mundo va a estar estresado porque el agua se nos está yendo,
And
la tierra se está contaminando, los cielos, todo lo estamos
And
contaminando.
if we don't work together, men, women, and with creation, we're all going to suffer, not just Mexico and the indigenous people in Mexico, but all, the earth, the sky, the waters, all of us will be hurt by this.
¿Cómo pueden ser ustedes proactivos? Ayúdenos a denunciar lo que pasa allá.
How can you be good partners in solidarity with us? Help us in our context, be in solidarity with us to denounce the work, the stealing of our land and our water and our air.
Ayúdenos a visibilizar lo que el mundo a lo mejor no ve.
Help us to make visible what the world cannot see.
Entonces, Alianza de Bautistas, tenemos un camino que hay que seguir construyendo.
So Alliance of Baptists, what I say is we need to continue this path and to strengthen this path and keep moving forward.
Y esto se tiene que ir armando y haciendo juntos, juntas, juntes.
And what she's saying is we have to do this together. We have to do this together, not one or the other, but together.
Pero de verdad, muchas gracias por su solidaridad. Muchas gracias por lo que nos han dado, porque con eso hemos podido caminar.
I also want to end by saying thank you very much for what you have and are doing, because it is helping us and we have been able to do this work.
Quizás no es mucho, pero su contribución ha ayudado, no saben a cuántas comunidades indígenas de México.
Your contributions, you may think they're small, but they have helped so many indigenous communities in Mexico.
Ustedes han contribuido para que mi gente en Chiapas se siga siendo consciente.
She's getting emotional, you're really helping my people in Chiapas to be aware.
Gracias.
Thank you so much.
No, ya habló.
Can he say something? He wants to say something.
Okay.
This 30 years of relationship between Alliance of Baptist Churches and Fraternity of Cuban Baptist Churches had been a process in which we had been able to build a bridge of love and understanding through which we had been able to walk back and forth. Now we need to make our governments to walk through that bridge together.
Lo que él dijo es que nosotros hemos construido.
En estos 30 años de amor y entendimiento, ahora tenemos que hacer a mí.
So do we have one or two questions? Now, this is not your only opportunity to ask a question, because our friends are here for the rest of the time, so find them and ask questions if you'd like. But one or two questions that we have time for right now.
We got one here. Good morning. How do you make peace? Excuse me. How do you make peace with people who are trying to kill you?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
It's a little, the sound is a little hard to collect up here, so can you repeat that, Brett?
He said, how do you make peace with people who are trying to kill you?
¿Cómo hacen la paz con las personas que te quieren matar?
Son nuestros hermanos y nuestras hermanas y están nublados en su corazón. Sus caminos no los pueden ver, no pueden ver la justicia, entonces también hay que ayudarlos a que vuelvan a la conciencia y dejen de hacer tanto daño.
So she says they are our brothers and sisters, first of all, and their minds are clouded, and they cannot see that their minds are clouded. So what we need to do is start there and help them become aware and help them to see more clearly.
Yo sé que es difícil
It's difficult, I know,
encontrarnos con esas personas,
to meet and be with these people,
sentarnos con esas
to
personas
sit
a
with those
comer.
people, to eat and break bread.
Pero Jesús dice que tenemos que convocar para hacernos hermanos y hermanas.
But Jesus calls us to come together so that we can be brother and
Esas
sister.
grandes diferencias
Those big
que
differences
tenemos,
that we have with one another,
también las tenemos que poner encima de la mesa
we have to put those on the table too.
y decirle, estás actuando mal.
And tell them, you are acting very badly.
Es lo que estamos haciendo los pueblos originarios.
What you are doing is not good.
Al propio gobierno le estamos diciendo, porque
We're-
es a veces, muchas veces, es nuestro enemigo, estás haciendo mal las cosas.
And that's what we're telling our government, who sometimes is our enemy. You are doing bad things.
Tus leyes no nos sirven,
Your laws do not help us
porque dejas que concesiones vengan y no se vayan, se vuelvan a hacer más fuertes las concesiones mineras, de hidroeléctricas, y no se van, se quedan otros 20, 30, 50 años.
Because you're making concessions for profit gain of mineral and destroying our land, and they're staying here for 50 years, and you're hurting us.
Pero como decimos los pueblos originarios, hay que seguir rompiendo y haciendo grietas en el sistema.
So as our indigenous people say, we have to keep on breaking and speaking and making little openings in these bars that we have that are these barriers that we have all around us.
Cuando tú haces grietas, tarde o temprano, esos muros se caen.
When you make little fissures in those barriers, little by little, they will fall.
Un ejercicio que también hacemos tiene que ver también con el Salmo 22 y las palabras de Jesús en la cruz.
So one of the things that we do is rooted in Psalm 22 and the words of Jesus.
Cuando Jesús dice, Padre, perdónalos porque no saben lo que hacen,
When Jesus says, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they do,
es una muestra de que el amor es más grande que la diferencia.
it's an example that love is much greater than our differences.
Yo sé que el sacrificio fue de dolor y angustia, pero al final del camino resucitó.
His suffering was great, but at the end of the story, he was resurrected.
Y eso es lo que debemos hacer con nuestros hermanos que nos matan, nos discriminan, nos cuestionan, nos aplastan, demostrarle aquella fuerza que es más allá que una fuerza violenta.
So, and that's what we have to do with those brothers and sisters who smash us to pieces, who bring us down. We have to show them that love is greater than death.
Y ustedes tienen un amigo que vivió muchos años en Estados Unidos. En los Estados Unidos tienen un amigo que para mí es una persona, bueno, ya murió, pero siempre lo sigo y lo leo y lo releo y me da mucha respuesta. Y siempre sigo a Martin Luther King.
Okay. You had someone named Martin Luther King that inspires me, and I read him and reread him and reread him.
Cuando sus hermanos blancos en la marcha lo maltrataban violentamente.
When his white brothers, when he was marching, would treat him very badly, hurt him.
Eso es una enseñanza que debemos aprender también.
That's a teaching that we have to learn too, by his example.
I would like to just thank you guys for being here and sharing this information with us. I think that I just want to mention something that I think is really important about the spirituality of indigenous people all over the world, especially here in North America. You have something to offer us as Christians with your spirituality. You mentioned a little bit about it earlier in regards to having different cultures that are coming together and different languages that are coming together and your spirituality that is coming together. I think one of the things we know a little bit about is that we've found, archaeologists have found circles all over the earth that tell us something about early spirituality. And some of that has to do with the ancestors, the earth.
Hold on and let her translate, please.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking too fast.
Let us translate and then finish your question, okay?
Ella está diciendo que se está refiriendo a ustedes, que le gusta mucho lo que estaban diciendo de la importancia y el fruto de la espiritualidad de las personas indígenas, y que ahora está diciendo que por todo el mundo se han encontrado arqueológicos, han encontrado círculos por todo el mundo. Y entonces, y que tenemos que aprender que la espiritualidad de las personas indígenas tiene mucho valor y que nosotros como cristianos podemos aprender. Y no ha terminado el comentario, pero ahí es donde ya terminó. All right, continue.
All righty. Okay, so not sure where I left off exactly.
You left it saying that they had circles and that we have much to
the
learn.
circles, great,
All right,
yes.
so your
So,
question is?
I think that as Christians, we have a lot to learn
Yes.
about spirituality, because what we have is a religion. Spirituality is more about humanity and our relationship to God, our relationship to each other, community, and our relationship to the earth. And I think that those stones tell us that before the industrialized nations, before what we call civilization, those were all obstacles. And so before that, we were able to know something about our spirituality as human beings, which brought us actually closer to God, or closer to the divine might be a better word. And so I would like to know more about that part of your history, the indigenous spirituality, because I see a lot of, I'm going to call it globalization there, where there's a lot of commonality between the spirituality of different groups in North America, the spirituality of different groups in Africa and South America, where we could find common understanding about who we are as human beings and how to work together. Those stones help us to understand, I guess we in America call them medicine wheels, and I know that's probably a really bad interpretation of the stones. But do you know what I'm talking about with medicine wheels? Is that a good word, or is that?
I don't know.
I'm not sure that it really expresses the power behind the stones that we find, which really outline life from the beginning to the end. I'll let you translate.
I think you're making a comment, so I'm going to share with you the comment that you're making very briefly. Ella está haciendo no una pregunta, sino que un comentario, que ella piensa que sería muy bonito si podríamos entender mejor la espiritualidad de las personas indígenas por todo el mundo y conectarnos de esa manera, porque eso la espiritual indígena nos conecta no solamente unos con el otro, sino que con la naturaleza. Y ese es el comentario largo que ella está diciendo. I think I got your comment.
Okay.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, the question is, what types of things have you been able to put together as far as bringing all of that spiritual knowledge of our ancestors? What are some of the resources that you have that express that we can read?
In the church?
Yeah.
What resources they have brought into the church from that indigenous spirituality?
Spirituality.
Okay.
How has-
La pregunta es si han podido crear recursos de esa espiritualidad indígena a la iglesia. Yes, the answer is yes, they do have resources. ¿Están en español o en inglés?
¿Pero escrito?
Sí, escritos. ¿No? ¿No?
Como somos culturas orales, todo se pasa en oralidad.
So, yes, we have brought those into our Christian communities, but we are in oral tradition communities, so we have nothing written. We pass it all on through oral tradition, but we have and continue to do that.
Porque justamente la escritura nos coloniza.
Because the reason is because, unfortunately, our Christian text colonizes us.
Entonces, ¿cómo resistimos descolonizándonos así?
So
No
how-
escribimos.
so-
Las experiencias son vividas. Tú las vives, tú las recreas, tú las compartes.
So we decolonize ourselves by not using scripture, but by passing it on, by living into our traditions, by passing it on through oral tradition and to living into them and practicing them, not writing them.
Por eso les invito nuevamente a que vengan.
That's why I need all of you to please come and be a part of this and experience this for yourself.
Thank you for spending some time with our friends. I want to encourage you not only to pay attention to the call to come, if that's of interest to you. I'm probably the person that can help you at least get started on that trek, so contact me along the way somewhere. I want to thank all of you for your time, your presence, and your wisdom. You took time away from your homes, your work, and your family to be with us and to bring your wisdom and your compassion into this group. And like I said at the beginning, you make us better. And thank you. We're
Muchas
grateful.
gracias por estar aquí. I have an announcement. The Cuban, if you are interested in just, if you think your church might be interested in becoming a Cuban partner, or if you just want to know a little bit more about the Alliance's partnership with Cuba, there is a meeting today after the last session. We're all going to convene where we have breakfast, those tables where we have breakfast, and we're going to be there. So if you don't need to make a commitment. You could just come and learn and just talk more one-on-one with the Cuban partners. So that's our announcement.
And one final thing, you don't have to wait for a translator if you've got a smartphone and Google Translate. You can talk right into it and it'll make it where you can
Right.
communicate with one another. So find some time to communicate
and
with
there's
friends.
several of us who are bilingual.
Thank you. Brett, you have some announcements?
Not a real one announcement. It's a little after 10:30 now, and we'll convene back in here for the next part at 10:50, so 15 minutes from now.
Thank you.
Did you know the average white family has 10 times the wealth of the average black family? That's $180,000 compared to $18,000. Hope Credit Union, one of the sponsors of this gathering, exists to narrow the racial wealth gap and build black wealth. My name is Andy Loving, and I'm a financial advisor who helps people and churches make deposits into Hope Credit Union. This makes more capital available for home loans and small business loans that are crucial to building black wealth. Hope circulates capital in communities in Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, Alabama, and Tennessee that have systematically been blocked from access to wealth-building capital for generations. In April of 2022, the Alliance of Baptists deposited $250,000 of their reserve funds in Hope as an anti-racist action. Like any bank deposit, the money is fully available to the Alliance when needed, and until then, it is actively working to narrow the racial wealth gap. Several Alliance members and churches have made deposits at Hope as well. Make sure to come by the Hope Credit Union booth in the exhibit hall to meet some staff from Hope and learn how you and your church can open a government-insured account at Hope Credit Union and be part of this powerful anti-racist work.